Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. I hope everybody had a great day. It was a little mixed. I mean, Mag 7 wasn't too bad, and the Spy wasn't too bad as well. What did it even close? I forget right now. It was down when it closed. It was all over the place today. It was up, it was down, it was everywhere, and it did close and open around the same price as well. I do know that, but there you go. That is your Spy. We'll go through all that, your Mag 7, your big caps, and everybody else, but all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice, so always do your due diligence. And how is everyone? I hope you guys were trading smart. So let's just get cruising through our list tonight and see what we have going on. I'll let some people filter in and get in here, and then we'll get started. So here we are. That's what the map looks like today. And let's see what was popping. That gate, GATE, that opened up the gate pretty well. LYT, and let's see what that gate, and G-Tech was up. That remember I said watch for a bankruptcy bounce, and it certainly did. And yeah, this thing went way up today from 15 to 50. That way opened the gate up. And let's see what else, and a couple other ones. So there you go, and we'll get cruising right through our list. We'll see what's going on. Let me know if you guys want to see anything, and if I miss it, or if I missed anything on the list and you guys want to see it, let me know, and we'll take a look at it. So here we go, just letting some people cruise in here, and let's get looking at these bad boys. OCEA, it was moving a little bit this morning. It didn't look too bad, and I didn't want to do that, but no, don't do that. Anyway, here we are, and yeah, it was cruising there. It was up from 9 to 13. It was up early this morning, and again, it was just kind of pulling back at the end of the day, and we'll have to see. It's sitting around that 20, but it wasn't looking bad in the beginning of the day, and obviously a little pullback there, just kind of hanging out. So we'll have to see. It opened at 9, and it did pull back into the 6s. So we'll see if it tries to run up some more, but you got some run up yesterday and today, so you did get 2 days there to run it up. And LYT right here, let's see what this is doing. It was running up 89%. We mentioned it last night. It was on the scanner, and LYT right here was bounced up from 7 to 17. It's at 12, and it's trying to push up there a little bit more. So another one, you can keep an eye on this in the morning. This one might be another early morning one at 4 a.m. So the wee bowlers, take a look at that one. And that GTEC, we were looking at this last night, and this one popped up pretty nice this morning. GTEC, it was up last night, don't get me wrong, but it popped up some more. It doesn't show it on here, but from yesterday, it shows it from today. But yesterday, it did run up there and closed at that 241, and today, 236 up to that 237. It's at 196 and might have topped out there for GTEC, and it is hitting that top. We'll have to look at it tomorrow. It's an interesting look for sure. And it does even have that pullback, so we'll have to see what it looks like in the morning. And it did run way up there for GTEC. And how about this GDHG? This was still kind of running up, and it has that look like it could be topped out, but it also could have one more day in it up at the top right there. So we'll have to see if it wants to stay up there. Look at these two meeting up, so could get popped up again tomorrow. I'd keep an eye on it. We've been watching it since down here, and it's been running up, so we can't complain. And again, just keep an eye on it. It's up in the top. It might have one more push on it on a Friday, so just watch for that for some momentum. And how about that Lion LGHL? It was up this morning, then pulled back. So let me see what it wants to do right here, because it's probably getting set up, I could imagine. And 416 to 486, back down into the threes, 358 and it closed at 389 right there. It did reverse split yesterday, and again, just kind of ran up, pulling back. It's not ready yet, so we'll watch it. Let's see if it pulls back a little bit more right there, and we'll catch that one again. So that is your Lion right there. Oh, it just updated itself. That was pretty good. And the Lion made it update. See that? It updated the Trend Spider right there. So again, we'll see if it has a little bit of pullback tomorrow, and then we'll look at it again and see where it's going to be, because it does look like it's still setting up to run off of that reverse split. And that APDN did pull back as well. It's down there. And again, remember we were talking about this last night. It wasn't something that we were really going to be surprised about today. And I said it may hit this thing as it's hitting it and pull back. They like to bounce around a lot. So it pulled back yesterday from that into that 171 and still closed up. Today it was down. It closed around 183. And let's see, like I said, look how it's kind of trying to roll back off. We'll have to see what it looks like tomorrow. Market conditions and everything. It had a ton of momentum there. And then obviously, as soon as the tariffs got called, all these that were coming up to the MACD started hitting them and bouncing down. The ones that were already crossing through were pretty safe. So we'll have to see what it wants to do tomorrow. And as we look through the rest of these tonight, we'll get a better idea there. So that is APDN and DMN, a better idea of what's crossing through and what's not. This one we knew was rolling up today. Had that look last night. And here you go. It went from, 4 to 6, and it's back to 4 right there. And still not looking bad, but kind of flat. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. And these just don't like to run a few days. I mean, look at it early in the morning, this Damon Inc., but it did jump up there today, and it closed at yesterday? Like it was down there in the 3s. So it did run up there to the 6s today. And again, it wasn't anything that crazy, but it was still a pretty big pop. So we'll keep an eye on DMN right there. And that BON is just getting set up. So we'll keep an eye on this thing because you can just see it trying to get crawled up right here. And I know we were talking about it. It was trying to move, and again, it's still got a few days. I still thought it had a few days, so we'll wait for that to pull back and just kind of get set up. But we'll definitely be keeping our eye on that BON right there because that's going to be a good one probably for next week. This one started to look good last night. I know that. We were looking at it right there. It was curling up, and today it ran up over 20%. So AGMH right here, and that one from 7 to 9, and it's at 8. So there you go with that one. Definitely running up and not looking bad for tomorrow. It still look pretty strong right there. So you can keep an eye on AGMH. That one's not looking bad. And how about ALLR? We were looking at this. It did have a nice pullback today. And look at that thing trying to get set up. So as they roll up there a couple days, you can see it. They do kind of have to roll back to that MACD to get set back up. It's nothing that's real surprising to us. I mean, we kind of know exactly what it looks like, so nothing too crazy. And again, it is coming back to the MACD to get set back up, and then it will roll back off of there, so it should be pretty good. So here we go, and that is ALLR. Yeah, ALLR. And let's see what AQB. That one was still running up a little bit, I think, in the pre-market, if I remember correctly. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong today. Was that yesterday? It was. Okay. No, I don't know if we looked at it today. It was definitely yesterday. I don't even know if we looked at this morning. But anyway, AQB, let's see. 95 to 101, and then it came down to 71. So this one is pulling back, and that did top out up there. And yeah, I was definitely wrong. We didn't look at that to this morning. That was definitely yesterday. So I'm a day off right there, that's for sure. But I can tell by looking at it. And let's see what else is going on here with our hit. Let's see, because it did take a little, it was up and then it took a little bit of a hit today, and you can see it was up there yesterday. And let's see what it's doing. Ran up there yesterday up to 95, and then today what it do, 77 to 79, and now it's at 68. So you got a little bit of pullback right there, but again, you know, they jump around. Look at it kind of flat right there as it's curling up. It's getting closer, and they give you a better opportunity sometimes to get in them when they're curling up on that big fish hook. So you can see that they do like to jump around just like APDN. A lot of them as they curl up. We knew that they were cruising there for a little bit and moving pretty fast. But again, they the tariffs and stuff, they start hitting that MACD, and then they get all confused. We'll see tomorrow. We'll be able to probably tell what's going to be happening. And again, they're just controlling the market with these tariffs, so it's not even like you can totally tell off the charts. It's more or less you have to pay attention to the news and what they're thinking and kind of just go along. And I think I'm going to try to just pinpoint it like that with the charts now, and we'll try to ride it like that. And because we know that's exactly what's happening here, and you can kind of see it as they roll off the MACD be and roll back and do that kind of run. So you know he's going to be using the tariffs to control the market. So let's just stay on it like that, and we'll just keep nailing it. I mean, we did really well. This week was a little bit choppy there, and again, they start throwing out the tariff word, and everything was setting up looking pretty, and then all of a sudden it got choppy. So we'll get it back under control next week better, and that's how we're going to look at it. I was thinking about it like, you know what, we just got to think like that, and then read the charts, what they say, and they'll kind of lead us to exactly what it wants to do, because again, that's what they're looking at. They're looking at these things going, all right, we can't let it get to this territory, or they can trigger stop losses, or we don't want to deal with that kind of thing down there, so we got to crank it up here. And then when it gets to like a little up, they go, we don't want it to run up too high because we got to keep it in this channel for as long as we possibly can to get these rates under control. And so we got to kind of just flip it around nonstop. So we're going to be watching it like that, trust me, and we'll have a really good idea, a better idea anyway. So HEPA right here, that did reverse split the other day, HEPA, and let's see, it was trying to get set up. What did it do? 67 to 68, and then it did pull back to 59. So again, these things, some of them reverse split look great to run up. I mean, look at it. It tried to get moving and never really ran. And then others, they just have that similar setup and then they get flying. So it's a little bit different and odd, but this market's a little different and odd at the moment. So that's HEPA, and I would still expect it to set up and run. Look, it never even ran off of that split there. So we know they love to run off the splits. And Clue, we look for them. Clue was up a little bit today, and another one, like I said, these China ones are just trying to set up. We were saying this before, and sometimes they get set up and then they fall apart. That was the case here, and this one never ran. The last time we were looking at it to try to run, and then it pulled the old reverse split back here. But again, it is trying to get set up. Look at that thing. It's like just running on that flat line right there, and anytime they have that kind of look, you have to be keeping an eye on it. And that 20's coming down. It's not far. It's getting even closer. Now we're at like 233, and this is at 202. So I would be keeping an eye on this maybe next week. And again, these China small caps are looking a little wild, some of them. UOKA, this one's always looking wild, and look at it, guys. It is really setting up. I would definitely be keeping an eye on it for tomorrow, that Friday, and even into next week. You can kind of see it getting really set up there. So one to definitely keep an eye on, UOKA. It is looking good right there. And LAC right here, this one was dipping down a little bit. Let's look at it. That Lithium Americas Corp has that weird look right there, and your 20 and 50 are kind of just coming together. It's hitting that MACD pretty good right there. And another one, again, look at that Pac-Man look. A lot of them had it. Remember, it wasn't even this one, but a different one had it, and it shot it up. But this one actually kind of shot up too, but it didn't have this look exactly. And it does. It looks like it wants to flatten out and try to roll back off. So we'll keep an eye on it. That's what they appear to want to do anyway. And we'll take it each a day at a time, because that's all you can do right now, because it flips around so fast. AIM was aiming up, and now it's just kind of riding on that 20 right there. It's just taking a little, it looks like it's just riding on a swing or something, just cruising along right there. Doesn't look bad though. It's just trying to stay set up, and it doesn't want to fall, and exactly what they're doing with the market, AIM's kind of trying to do, and a lot of them are. So they're trying to maintain, they're fighting their way up there and trying to stay in that channel, and that's exactly what they want, because it's easier to dictate them and maintain them and keep them where you want to do, like what you want them to do if they're in that channel, rather than if they're not, because then they can just bounce down, short down, fall down. They don't really have any support down there. And then one little, we pull tariffs off, these things can run up real quick, and then they can come back down. You got plenty of room in there. So that's what they want to do, obviously, and they pretty much know exactly what they're doing with this market. OCGN, here we go. It's getting up to that top area, and we'll have to see. You might get a little bit of pullback, but tell me that wasn't a beauty right there. And now we're kind of hitting that top area. Maybe tomorrow, I don't think so. I think it might pull back, but I think it might get totally changed around. So let it pull back now. That was a beautiful run up right there. Or even look at it tomorrow if it can run up. I'm not sure, but watch for it because it's trying to get set up again. So we'll keep it on here, and maybe this bad boy gets set up this way, and then you get back into the dollar range. So that's what we're kind of looking at OCGN. And again, we tracked that thing from like back here coming down, knowing it was coming down, and to catch it at the bottom to run it back up. So you can do it with any of them really, but that one just caught my attention. And again, I thought the channel may change, so that's what we're looking at right there for sure. And let's take a look at LRHC right here, and let's look at that bad boy. Here we go. I see some people, I don't know, maybe it was like taking a little while. I was just seeing a bunch of messages just fly up all at the same time, so that was pretty crazy. I don't know what was going on, but anyway, LRHC, it is pulling back, hitting that bottom, and again hitting that 20 the other day. It looked great the other day until again the tariffs, and I mean, it just, some of them that weren't crossed through or were crossed through, this is going to come back and roll back off. So that's what you're looking at right there. And again, they want them to do exactly what they're doing with them, so that's how we're going to read them, so we know exactly what's going to happen with them because we kind of know what they want to do. So that's what we're going to go into next week. And we'll finish off tomorrow and try to find any poppers we can, because that's what we love to do, and nail them first. And then, like I said, we'll try to play it really, really smart. We're still hitting the poppers, but just kind of reading what, you know, they want to do with the market and what the charts are kind of telling us, but more or less going from the charts to what they want to do. And Rhyme right here, we've been tracking this one, and let's see, it's sitting on that 20, not looking too bad right there. RIME, yeah, I mean, look at it, it looks like it wants to roll off. It's looked like it a few times, and it was pulling back there, but again, looks good, and a huge channel right there in a great spot as well, coming off that 20. So I think we should still be looking at RIME. That one looks good to me. And let's look at MRM right here. And that one's making that base, guys. I'm telling you, this one has that look. Look at it. And let's see what it was doing in the after hours. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. The only thing is we just have to make sure it wants to curl up. So we're going to keep an eye on it tomorrow. I'll see what it wants to do. It's really in a nice spot down here making that base. We just don't want it to come down a level because it'll be in the 30s. So you just want to make sure that it's definitely going to be crossing through. And again, as soon as he said the word tariffs, the charts went back to that pattern. They had broken it. Remember, we knew that they were breaking it, and they were doing fine. They were cruising, a lot of them. So any of them that got over, they were pretty safe right now to come back and roll off. But the other ones that didn't get through, and you know, it was just a matter of where they were on the chart. They still had a few days left, and you know, they didn't. They got kind of trapped in there with the timing. So that's what happens sometimes. That's called the market, and that's why everything's a risk and it's volatile, because especially right now, it's always volatile. Last administration was volatile because no one was doing anything, and this time it's volatile because there's way too much going on, but in a good reason, because again, they're trying to clean things up and get things running right. So TOPS, TOPS, look at this thing. It's been running up here, and it looks like it's going to try to curl up into the top tomorrow, guys. Oh, not tips, but we can look at that one too. Tops and tips. Oh, that sounds like a crazy time. But anyway, tops and tips right there. Sounds like a bar. 651, 639. Maybe it's pulling back to try to set back up, but remember, this one was that one that was doing the old Pac-Man looking shot right up there, and it sure did. And maybe it is pulling back a hair there to get set up, but we'll look at it tomorrow. Good old tops. And what is TIPS? I don't even know. Did I just type it in right? Yeah, I don't think it is. What the heck was that? Oh, what did I even type in? Oh, it's an OTC one. That's why. Tyron Internet or something. It's 2 cents. You know what? It's not even looking too bad for an OTC one. Look at it, but it just kind of runs around a little bit. I guess a little bit on these is a lot, though. And it looks like it might try to go back up. But again, OTCs aren't my specialty right there. But there you go. A TOPS and NWTG is Newton Golf right here. And it just keeps getting better and better each day. It's making that base curling up right there and looking good if I type it in right. There you go. And yeah, look at it. It was running up yesterday. It doesn't look too bad today. Just kind of hanging out at this 166, 185. It did pull back a little bit. And I know it obviously ran up yesterday. It was in the 245. So again, once these things run up a little bit, you almost have to get out and then reevaluate real quick because you can see what happens fast. And let's see what it's trying to do here. It did pull back in them after hours, but I mean, it's crawling through, and I could imagine it wants to try to roll off. I don't think it really wants to dip down after that split right there. It looks like it's more or less setting up. So that's what it looks like, and we'll reevaluate that one. An STBX right here, Starbox. And this one's still looking great. I mean, I just been watching this thing, and it just keeps wanting to pull back. That almost looks like a bottom, but I've said it a couple times on this thing. And again, as soon as you say the word tariffs, these things go right back to that old pattern right there. So at least we know what we're looking at, but they were starting to really cruise right there. But now we also know that totally 100% he's using that as the market to control it. And so we could see this for a good month or two while they try to work on these interest rates. Maybe they get the Fed to get them down, and or at least make notions that they're going to whatever they're trying to get the Fed to get done. Maybe they get it done, and again, we're going to see this pattern, I think. So at least we know what's going to be going on going in the next week. So it's much better because they did start to set up really good, and then all of a sudden he just pulls out that tariff. And again, they're not even supposed to start until April 2nd, which wouldn't even be until Wednesday of next week. So to already say it this week and throw the whole market off when it was setting up to blast off, that's what tells me that that's what's going on. And then on April 2nd, he may even push them back because the market's dipping down possibly and be like, oh, we're just going to wait. So it is a big old again, controlling the markets and doing what they have to do. So they're using it for leverage, and that's what they're doing with tariffs. So we just have to keep an eye on it, and obviously we will. You guys know we love to pick up on patterns and things like that. So we know what the pattern was, but it got broke because of, it was starting to move. And again, it came back, which is fine. We know what's going on. So not really concerned. We've seen what was happening this week. So I'm pretty excited for going into next week, and I think we can totally destroy the market with no problem again. And I think the pattern will kind of run like this for a little bit. And these penny stocks, I think, will be great to take advantage of. So I might even have to. I have a Webull account. I think I'm just going to have to start buying some of these and just setting the sells on the extended hours and not even caring, just setting them and letting them hit because they're going crazy, guys. Like 4 a.m. things are popping like nutty, and yeah, you can just kind of set it and forget it. So we might have to do that. And but anyway, let's cruise through the rest of this week, and then, like I said, we'll get next week and really nail it again. Not that we did bad this week. I always want to know exactly what the market patterns are and how it's moving. So it seems like that's what it wants to do. But anyway, STBX right here, let's take a look at it. It is trying to, like I said, it's in a really good spot and just pulling back. And I'll look even tomorrow to see if that's a bottom look right there at that 18 cents right there. So STBX, we've been watching it. And again, you just have to be really patient all the time on these and find that bottom. They do like to pull back, and you just got to be really paying attention to the ones that you really like and know where the bottoms are, know where they're going to go up to, come back down to, and go back up to, because that's all they're doing right now. So and then we know which ones are going to be popping, so you can play them too. But again, you better get out of them quick and trade them pretty fast. And like I said, you're better off almost just setting the sells and forgetting it, like just getting out wherever. And because who knows where the tops are with them. That's the only thing. You got to kind of, set them where you think it is, it's definitely going to hit it, and not worry, because if it doesn't trigger it and it comes down, you might be screwed. So anyway, that's what you have to do. Or if you're up, and you can, obviously change your price, but if you're just setting it like that, figuring it's going at early at 4 a.m. on the Webull, that's how you have to play it accordingly. And again, it's still fine to lock them in safe. You're still doing well. HKPD, this one did pull back today, 128 to 140, but then came down. Oh, it opened and closed at the same price, and has that look, right? And let's see, it's trying to roll off there. And it does. It did have that same price. I thought this was just a little off, and I wasn't even paying attention to the can. I just started looking up here. Yeah, that one is pretty wild right here, this HKPD. And I know we like this thing. Let's just see what it does tomorrow right there. HKPD. I just want to check that one out. And SYTA, that was running the other day and kind of pulled back a little bit, but nothing bad. It was more flat than anything. Let's look at it. And it ran up to that 213 to 234, and it's at 211 right there. So it did hit up there, but it ran up that other day, and it's staying under here. And we'll have to see. I don't know if it's going to jump into that channel tomorrow, so I think it's going to wait for it. And that's SYTA, but getting some good bounces around there. And again, their high today is opened at 220, and like I said, it got up to 234 and touched that 20. So it spiked all the way up to there. Actually up to here. So yeah, that candle should be like up here like that, and that's a big difference. But anyway, SYTA, it did jump up there this morning. And FBGL right here, let's see, that one jumped up the other day and is pulling back here. So yeah, you just have to get out of these things. Look at, well, something like that, 123 to 190 with that big spike, you know it. And this is that new one. It's starting to make a little MACD. Look at that. We got two candles rolling now, and the RSI is trying to run. So we'll have to watch it pull back. It may pull back down a little bit and then have to get set up. But you are getting a little bit of a look on that one, and it is a new one that we've been watching for a little bit. We did get that pop up there. And let's take a look at good old Logic Mark, LGMK. And that one dipped down to that. I mean, this one's just been a non-stop dipper, huh? We were looking at it when it was up here, and then it just started pulling back. And again, we just kind of been watching it. I thought it was actually looking a little better yesterday, but apparently not. Maybe it's a nice dip and rip look right there from 9 to 10. And whoa, it came down to 3, huh? And it's at 4. So that one might be a really good opportunity down there. And again, you can just be super, super patient with these things. And even if they start ripping, you didn't really miss anything, because there are a lot of poppers that you can really tell. And then some of these guys that are just running, trying to get set up, they just pull back some, and it's like a lot. Like this thing, that one took a major dip today. So I think I'm definitely gonna have to keep an eye on Logic Mark right there. That's for sure, because that thing is looking pretty good. And you know what? I have to anyway, my one light broke. I have like 2 lights that are in the ceiling, and I came down and it started like looking like a strobe light down here. It was like flickering and it was making me go crazy. So I had to unwire the one light, and I have to go buy one tomorrow, obviously, and just put it up. But the one light's out, and if I had like a different light up there and I tried to do it, it just wasn't right. It was like way too bright and looked all crazy. So I was just like, well, forget it. But it is like a little dark, and it's just like the shadows are killing me right now. So just deal with it tonight and tomorrow morning, and then I'll have it fixed by obviously by the weekend. I'll fix it tomorrow. Stop at Home Depot, grab a new light, and pop it in. It's only 3 quick little wires, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, it's kind of driving me nutty, because it's just like this whole one side is all kind of dark, and my vision isn't the best with my brain injury. I'm telling you, the shadows are like the worst thing. So I think I'm a little bit slower and off today, to be honest, with this lighting. And that's why I'm just telling you. So if you think I'm a little slower or off a little more, it's exactly why. Because it's hard for me to even see this thing. And any which way I move it, it's just the lighting screwed up. So I'll have it fixed, like I said, and it'll be fine. I'll roll through it. We'll be good tonight. But I'm just letting you guys know because I just feel like I'm not on like I'm in my zone. But it's like I said, it's just. I feel like I'm not as fast right now or something's wrong, but whatever, I'm fine. It's just the lighting. I can tell it's just make me off a little bit. Here we go, hymns, and I'll just kind of cruise through tonight just so that we can do it. And like I said, I'll just get a new light and get that all fixed up. Actually, the other one did it. Like I said, I have two, and the other one did it like a month ago, and I had fixed it. It was definitely before I think I was shooting. I was doing the videos, but not live streaming them at the time, so it was a little bit like different. And honestly, it's just that light that I think it makes it way brighter in here for whatever reason. So I don't know. It's just weird. Anyway, who cares? That's my lighting issue for tonight. And so now we're gonna blast through and just go through everything. But if I'm a little off or you think I'm a little slow or whatever, I'm just letting you guys know. It's just I don't know. I can tell. So I'm not worrying about it. But yeah, if tonight and tomorrow morning, you know it's the lighting. That's all. Here we go, hymns. Let's look at it and we'll fly through right here and just get cruising. HIMS, and this thing's hitting that support line. I was looking at it today when my light was working. I'm telling you, just like right before I started the show, I was right before I went to baseball practice. I had t-ball practice tonight, and it was right before I left. I came down here real quick to set up the actual live stream thing, and the light started flickering. I'm like, oh man, are you kidding me? I have to like unscrew to take this light down and unwire it because I can't have it blinking. That'll like really drive me nutty. So yeah, I had to turn off the lights and then unwire it real quick. And then like I was trying to figure out another light to put in there, and I had one, but it just didn't look right, and it was like really shining in my eye too much. So I was trying to get all that right. And like I said, just so behind the scenes, my light broke, and I'll get it fixed. So there you go. Hymns, here we go, and then we'll cruise through. We'll find whatever the fresh poppers will be for tomorrow. We'll point them out, and then we'll get going. And then tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., we'll pop through the pre-market and see what's going on. And that should be a little better because I'll open up the window light, and it'll be perfectly fine. So that won't be a problem, I don't think. So hymns, let's roll. Hymns and hers. But yeah, hitting that support line right there, and like I said, I think it's looking pretty good. Looks like it's trying to pull back. Let me check it out tomorrow morning, see if we have any pullback, if it wants to fall back under. That 20's coming down for it, but it looked like it wanted to try. A lot of them have been stopping on that support line, and again, we have to just keep an eye on these things and really just know what they want to do each day, because they've been reacting like crazy, and then they get cruising and then obviously pull back. So we have to keep an eye on them, and that is SUNE. And this one we've been watching right here, trying to make a base, and this one looked really good the other day, to be honest with you. Like right around here, it looked great, and it did run up a hair, but not enough. But I think it is trying to get curled up right there, so I would keep an eye on this, and I think we might have a few that are setting up. The main thing, I think we want to see the market kind of be greenish tomorrow, at least like your Mag 7 and some of them. So we'll see how the market reacts also tomorrow. Today it looked like it wanted to go up. It did, and then it obviously pulled back at the end of the day. So it was all over the place, and we'll have to see what's going on. ONCO, wasn't this one running up today? I think it was running up a little bit more this morning. I think like this is that one I get confused with, but yeah, this is that one that was running up. I think a couple people had it that listened to the show. So ONCO, there you go, 11 to 15, and it's back to 10. So it closed under where it opened, but it did run up. And again, you can't count on it to hit this 20 every time. That's why I say you have to almost, sometimes they do it, but then other times they don't quite make it. So you got to make sure you're, if you're setting them, you got to be setting them kind of lower than you'd want to most times, but you got to make sure you can get out of them, because if not, look where it's at. It's under that price. It's under where it opened, where it was at yesterday. It closed at like 10 and a half, so it'd probably be right around there, I bet. Yeah, almost 11. So yeah, you're probably under there from yesterday too. So that's ONCO. So that's just an example of why you have to do that. MLGO right here. And this thing, guys, remember last night we did say it looked like it wanted to curl back up into the top. Well, it certainly did, and it ran up there pretty well. 1135 up to 2074, and it closed at 1529. And honestly, guys, I would look at it again tomorrow. It looks like it wants to run up some more, and they do not have options on that, though. So you're not optioning this thing, you're buying shares. But yeah, it wasn't looking bad. And like I said, I would keep an eye on that for some momentum in the morning. And that JDZG, I know we looked at this yesterday, and it just had an interesting look pulling back here. So I just wanted to see how it closed. And let's see, JDZG. Yeah, I had a weird look after it ran up yesterday, and it's kind of in that channel right there, and it didn't know what it wanted to do, so I was just kind of checking it out, but I think it might have to pull back a little bit, maybe stay in that channel. Look at it. It should have been like way down there the way it was trying to pull back, so it is trying to hold itself up. I'll look at it. I don't have to keep it on the list. I'll just keep an eye on it, and we'll see what it wants to do, and I'll let you know if it gets set up there. And I tried to put BHAT in, and this one was up today, and we looked at it yesterday. And remember, I told you the guy, the Godfather that does the small cap show, he was liking this thing yesterday, and it did run up a little bit, 192 to 198, but it did close at 182. And look at it, it's trying to curl down. We'll have to see if it can bounce off, but it did look good yesterday to bounce, and then today looks pretty good right there. So you could be trying to bottom out right here to get moving back up. So we'll keep an eye on BHAT as well. That's one that we've looked at plenty of times. And this mist was up. Remember, I said it was going to get into the mist right here. And I know a couple people did hit this thing because I got a few messages, and I appreciate it. 239 up to 242, and it closed at 160, or it closed at 215. It got down to 160, but yeah, it was running up some this morning there, and it was up. So there you go with your mist right there, and you can see that's a wild one. But it ran up yesterday as well, and you can't really tell. But it closed there at 228 and gapped up this morning, like I said. So some people were in it early this morning. I believe it was early, I guess. I'm guessing it was probably early. And I did see a few people hit the mist because we did say it wanted to run up into the mist, and it did. KAVL, this thing's trying to get set up, guys. Look at it. And it was trying to move today. Remember, we looked at it last night. I threw it on the list, and 57 to 60, it came back down to 55. But yeah, definitely keep an eye on this tomorrow as well. Look at it trying to get set up. I'm going to keep an eye on it right on that line. Not looking bad. So I will keep an eye on KAVL. And good old Starbucks right here. I think Luis Rodriguez had this on there. Yeah, he asked to see this anyway. And remember, he asked to see this yesterday, or he brought this up yesterday, and it was looking pretty hot. Starbucks, and it was going to ready to burn somebody with some coffee. Didn't they just have to pay out a big lawsuit? I think Starbucks did too. I'm like, I didn't think that happened anymore after McDonald's had to pay it out, but I think Starbucks recently paid one out. If I saw that right, I'm pretty sure it was. I probably won't be able to find it here, but who cares if anybody does know that happened. And one of these guys, I'm pretty sure it was Starbucks. Anyway, I think somebody like picked up hot tea or something, like a delivery company, and they got paid like mad money. I swear it happened just recently. Starbucks though, here we go, and it does look good like we were talking about, but is it going to get through that MACD right there? That's the question. Look at it. It's trying to, and then you got your 20 up here. I'm just trying to see what price that's at. 102, you're at 98 while you're curling up right there. I mean, it does look pretty good, but as soon as them tariffs came into play, if that word wasn't in, I would say, yeah, it was crossing through to let that look, and especially off that support line, it could get right up there to that 102, and that's an extra $4 right there. It is up in the after hours, and $99. So, yeah, Starbucks not looking bad at all. But again, it might not actually get through right now, and it wanted to. And again, this is another example. Like, this is a big company right here that might have gotten beat up because they were, not the right timing. They came down. They were trying to get set back up because it wasn't ready back here. and then it pulled back, and then all of a sudden the tariffs get called when they're down here, and they go, oh shit, we're not going to make it through now, are we? So yeah, that's just the way it happens, and it happened to a bunch of them. And again, some of them that were crossing through right at that timing, they got through and they got lucky, because now they're going to probably bounce off the MACD going back up. And yeah, it's just the way the market works sometimes, and that's the fun of it, I think. So yeah, we'll track Starbucks and see if it does want to get through, and we'll keep an eye on it and see what it wants to do tomorrow. But I agree, it was a good one today too. Luis Rodriguez nailed that one yesterday. And Adobe right here, that one's been pulling back, or it did pull back big. And look, it's hitting that line. You got major resistance up here. I don't know if Adobe's running through. Adobe could be pulling back as well. Yeah, look at this thing. I don't know if it's making it through that, guys. So that's just what it looks like at the moment. And again, the other day, these things were going to go right through it, like no problem, I promise you. And here's another big company, 390 something, and that one's going to feel the effects of it. So it wasn't just like penny stocks or anything like that. It's across the board, all of them. And it's, again, that's why I was saying it at the beginning of the show, as a matter of fact, because I did see what was going on here today, obviously. And that's what got me thinking, like, you know what, we got to kind of play, we got to definitely play the charts. We go through everything through the charts, but then also read the situation of what the charts are telling you with the, like, you know, what they want to do with the markets at that moment. So you got to kind of factor that in. So I'm going to have to start factoring that in a little bit more, because we can definitely see it's used as leverage. I was saying it, but I mean, you could tell he wanted to do it, but clearly this week it was obviously it's used, and it's fine. Like I said, we picked right up on it, so it wasn't a big deal, and it may happen for a few months, so it's better to grab it right now and know, because now we can ride it out and crush it any which way. So that's the beauty of kind of picking up on patterns and knowing what's going on. You can be ahead of the market every which way, even if they want to play it like that. And again, they're doing it for a reason, so it's not like they're trying to keep it from going, you know, into recession territory too. So now we kind of got what they want to do, their idea, I think, and we can play it off of that. So that's what I was kind of talking about, because again, you just seen big companies, so it's not just the penny stocks like APDN or something like that, you know, and even the a couple other ones we were looking at that, you know, were looking really good to cross through. It's some of these big companies doing it too. This one got through, look at it, and it's going to try to roll back off. So this one, you know, it was spared and got right through in the right time, honestly, and we'll see. It could stay right over there. It did pull back today, MDB. I know we've been looking at it, MDB, that Mongo, and that did pull back. So we'll see if it does roll through. It may even cross back down and pull back down. So we'll see how it works, and we'll track that one as well. And TTD did pull back a little bit today. It did run up massively yesterday. Not that massively, but it was pretty good. It got over to 20. It was looking good. Pull back. I mean, it does look like it's trying to pull back down, but again, this one's over, and I think it could roll right back off and get up there and start rolling again. So we'll keep an eye on that tomorrow, see what TTD wants to do. And Lockheed Martin was pulling back as well, and it had dipped down at that bottom, ran up, and yeah, it's pulling back. You can see that. So LMT, that might come down a little bit more. It does look like it wants to pull back tomorrow, as a matter of fact. So I would expect Lockheed Martin to try to pull back, is what it looks like right there. So that's what I think it wants to do tomorrow. And let's take a look at THTX. We'll just keep on cruising as fast as we can through here. Thera something technologies, because that's really hard for me to even read anything. Down 19 cents and hitting that support line right there. And yeah, that honestly, that one might be a really good one for next week. THTX. Yeah, look at this thing trying to set up. Let me watch that tomorrow right there. I gotta make a line right there and put my 6. And yeah, I'll keep an eye on that one, THTX. That one could be a good one. We'll even see. Look at it setting up down here. It was looking good on here as well. So we'll see what it wants to do as it pulls back right there. It's a really good hard pullback too. So we'll see that one right there. And how about Tilray, guys? I gave this one out on this small cap show the other day, and we've talked about it too because it's a cannabis company. And look at it, and they did say today they're possibly gonna, looking into the rescheduling. So that was a big thing, and it made the cannabis stocks want to move today. So Tilray 65 to 73, and again, I put this on the list the other day and brought it on the small cap show because it is a small cap when I run my scanner thing. And let's see, it is at what? 669 million market cap. So there you go. It's definitely a small capper right there. And yeah, it was setting up the run, and I didn't know the news that was coming out, but these things set up before the news, so you always know it's going to happen, and they look like they're going to run up a little bit more. So yeah, I posted that info today, and I didn't even put this on here, but MSOS was up 17 cents. That's the U.S. cannabis ETF. The advisor shares pure U.S. cannabis ETF. I'm telling you, I can't read, guys. So just you guys read what they are. This one's YOLO, and it's another cannabis ETF. Oh, wow. That one looks really good, guys. Whoa. Look at that bad boy setting up. Good old YOLO. It was a little late to the party. It looks like wasn't running up in the after hours. What's it at? 181 up to 186. It's at 183. And where's this have it at? 195. So it looks like it was running up a little bit. It's hitting that 20. I would still look at YOLO in the morning, guys. That one could be really getting set up right there. And again, that is another cannabis ETF. And I know Canopy Growth right here, CGC, and that's in a little channel, probably trying to get rolling up there. It's probably very happy because it's been in a downward trend. I know that. And yeah, it might try to bounce up off of this news. So Canopy Growth looking a little better from the rescheduling info. And there you go with a couple of them. And Curaleaf, I can look at, that was up today. I know that. It is an OTCer, but this one's an easy one. 99 cents. It's opened at 87. It got up to 101. It's hitting that 20 right there. And it might get over into this channel again. And again, Curaleaf is way down. Obviously, they're down so much they got delisted into the OTC market. So there you go at Curaleaf. So I can't even bring them up on FinViz. But there you go at some cannabis stocks for you. And again, they were looking good with the news today. And we'll keep an eye on them for tomorrow. But I did give out that Tilray the other day. It was setting up. And UPC, this one looked good. Someone sent this over and I just looked at it and I was like, whoa, that thing looks pretty nice right there. At least it did on the FinViz. I don't even have the TrendSpider app on my phone, or I do have the app, I just don't really use it, but maybe I gotta look into it because I use obviously on the computer, so the app's a little bit different. So it's just yeah, I just don't, I use the FinViz real quick on the, because I'm used to the computer setup, so whatever. Anyway, long story short, I looked at this on FinViz and it was looking really good, and I can see that, and then it does look good on the TrendSpider as well. And yeah, I would keep an eye on this UPC. It's got some movement right there, 536, and it could get into the nugget of that thing up into the nines. I'm not saying it definitely will, but it does look good to try to move, so keep an eye on that. That is a drug manufacturer in China, so who the hell knows what they're trying to, maybe they're going to go buy ME up. I'm telling you, Chinese company, they should just implode that, just implode all that information. It doesn't need to be sold to a company. I mean, I don't even know what's going on there. But yeah, they're going to sell that shit to somebody. It's going to be a disaster. You're talking about something bad waiting to happen. Yeah, ME. And what I say today, remember, it's on the list, ME. Remember I said watch for that bankruptcy bounce? I didn't know it was going to happen today, but it did happen today. I happened to mention it this morning, really. And 54 to 137, I wish we were really watching. It came back to 71, but 23andMe, that's what it's called. 23andMe Holding. And yeah, they're going bankrupt, and I'm telling you, they're going to sell it all to somebody. SEI Foundation explores buying 23andMe. SEI, I know that's there's definitely a crypto coin for Psy, but now we got to see. That sounds like almost like a China company, SEI. Is it the blockchain? The nonprofit development organization behind the Layer 1 blockchain, Sai. Yeah, that's who wants to buy them. I know that one real well, Sai. And let's see, I don't know what the hell they would do with it. I don't even know where they're from. We have to look up Sai. Yeah, the Sai Foundation plans to integrate 23andMe's data onto its blockchain and give users ownership of their genetic data, ensuring privacy through encrypted transfers and allowing individuals to decide how their data is monetized. What are they even talking about? This isn't just about saving a company. It's about building a future where your most personal data remains yours to control, the foundation said. Numerous state attorney generals have warned 23andMe customers to delete their data. You know what I said the other day, and you today, from the platform in recent days since the company's bankruptcy filing, SEI, the native token of the network, climbed as much as 3% following the news before giving back some of the gains. That's pretty wild. Let's see. I know that coin really well. Traded 1 million times. SEI right here. Let's look at it. It is trying to move up there, not looking bad. And wow, that is pretty wild right there. So something to keep an eye on. Like I said, that's pretty crazy. SEI. Yeah, I don't even know where that company's based out of. Obviously, it's a crypto company. I don't know how you know any of it. But anyway, that's pretty wild right there. A crypto company wants to buy 23andMe and have all your information on the blockchain. Holy cow, that sounds pretty wild to me, guys. And then try to monetize it. I don't even know what they're talking about, but be careful there. That's for damn sure. But again, we did mention the bankruptcy pop, and it did happen today. Just beware of this company, but they should just implode it for sure. I wouldn't give it to Sai or anybody else. But anyway, here we go. GTI, GraphJet technology. And that one ran up. Remember we were saying this one, because I called it a Volkswagen, because Volkswagen has a GTI, and they are pretty quick little cars. And we were talking about it running up 12 to 19 right there, and it closed at 9. But there you go. It did run up right there for you, that GTI. So got a little bounce off of that one this morning. Or today anyway. And in TWG, this thing doesn't look bad. Remember this Top Wealth Group? We've had this hop up for us before, and this thing looks wild. And these Hong Kong ones are starting to really get cruising right here. Look at this thing, 16 to 29. It's at 27 in the after hours, and it's not looking bad. Look at it trying to move. So what's this have it at? This has it at like 18. Oh, it does say 27 there. But anyway, yeah, it's way up here, guys, and it is. I mean, it doesn't look bad at all, and I would assume it's going to get right near that top and just start moving. Let's see. Yeah, 27's like up here. You're like up here, guys. That's where your candle is, right there, 2780. That's where it's at right there, and yeah, that's a hell of a jump up right there, and I would keep an eye on that in the morning, definitely, for some momentum, because that one is cruising right there for TWG and ASTS right here. This AST Space Mobile. Familiar with this company, but it is pulling back here to set up. So I know we've had it, and it ran up really nice. And I know we talked to Ben from the I want to say story trading, right? That's what it's called. My mind's just blank right now. Anyway, you know Ben that has come on the show. He's a good dude, and he does the Wolf Show. I have to look now. Is it story? I'm positive it's that. Holy cow, my mind is shot, guys. What is wrong with my brain? I'll tell you, I can remember stock tickers, but nothing else. Yeah, story trading. I was right. Thank you. All right, I just wanted to make sure I was telling you the right person or the right thing. But yeah, Ben, he was. We were talking about this before, but it does look like it's trying to pull back right here. So we'll see how much it pulls back. You can see it's trying to get set up, but you might have some pullback all the way down to that 200 possibly. It looks like. So that is ASTS and CXDO right here. Let's see what this is up to. Crescendo, I think, or something. And that one's just pulling back right there. Let me see. CXDO. Yeah, I don't think that one's ready to roll or do anything, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. And NXXT right here, let's see what this is doing. This one looks like it's trying to curl up and get set up anyway. Could have a little bit of pullback right there, but I don't know. It looks pretty good. I would keep an eye on this NXXT. See, could pull back, but again, it is looking pretty good right there. I'll have to take a look at that one tomorrow. And VVPR right here, that's our Vivo Power, and it did what ran up this morning, right? VVPR, wasn't it up this morning if I remember? Let me see. Yeah, that was up 417. Oh yeah, because then I say it was like the devil. Something was at 666. I do remember that, and or that was yesterday. I don't know, but I definitely said that at one point. And yeah, 417 to 666. It's at 4 right now. And let's look. This one might be topped out, but I mean, that's a hell of a run up right there for that Vivo Power, VVPR right there. And INLF. Let's look at this. This looks fairly new right here, starting about January 2nd, right after the new year. And it is a China company, INLF, right? INLF, yeah. And let's see. It's just trying to get set up. It doesn't show me anything too crazy right here. I'd have to look at it tomorrow. Looks like it's just coming back to try to roll off, but nothing wild. It doesn't look like anyway. And this one is an OTC, it says. So BMXC. BMXC is not a bike one. It's called BMAX. And let's see what it's doing. It looks like it's pulling back to me. It's I mean, that looks like it's going down, but it has some support there. Kind of just running like downward. Again, these OTC ones, some of them, they're just kind of odd. Some of the charts don't look like anything to me. Like something like this, I have no idea. Like, look at that thing. It looks like you're playing a game. It looks like a game to me. Like you're just trying to make like letters and different shapes and stuff, and then have lines. I would just like this. To me, looks like I have to try to figure out a crazy pattern here. Like that's what it looks like. I don't know. I just look at it and go, wow, what kind of game can I play with this thing? And I don't even think it's a chart. It just looks like you could play a game on this. So yeah, I have no idea. That's why I say that sometimes, like certain charts like this. Yeah, it looks like almost you can make like songs with these keys and do different things with this thing and play all kinds of different games. That's how I look at it. And not sure about you guys, but yeah, that's what that chart looks like to me. And that's INLF. And sorry, I can't help you with the OTCs. I will look at them and see if I can, but sometimes I can't see them, guys. Hold on, that's not that. That's GRL. I'm sorry. I was going to say, wait, I can't see them on that. It's GRLF. It was GRLF and BMXC. They were the two OTCs. And yeah, they're not really giving you much of a look right there, besides that you could play a game with that one, and that's all I can really tell. And this RNAZ, they did that offering the other night at like 11 o'clock at night after it popped up, and we were just kind of watching it to see. It looked like it was trying to jump up at some point, or it was on my watch list. It looked like it was up a little bit, 58 to 73, so it was, and it closed at 67, so there you go. Yeah, I don't know when it was up, but that surely doesn't say that it got up anywhere. So I think it was in the after hours, guys, that it started to move. And I would say so, because that definitely says that it's still at, oh yeah, look, again, I never look over there. It drives me nuts. 67, there you go. So it did move in the after hours. I confirm that right there. I could have just looked over there from the get-go, but I don't. And but yeah, RNAZ, keep an eye on it. Again, they had that offering the other day, right after it popped at 11:11 at night, right? Wasn't at the time? 11:11 p.m. I just remembered seeing that. And direct offering. I mean, how crazy is that? That's insane. That was right after this run up right here. I was like, here, get all that money and have a direct offering. Anyway, RNAZ, that's what's up with these penny stocks. That's why you have to be so careful with them. They are a little crazy. And STSS, I know Terps Traders and Stock Authority, a couple people had mentioned this bad boy. We've watched it a few times we watched it a few times run, Sharps Technology. but I don't think we've been really looking at it that lately. But let's see what it's up to. And it does look like it's setting up. It might be a good time to pick up on this one. It had run up here, pulled back right there, coming down, hitting that support line. Shouldn't go in and should roll off right there. That's what it looks like, and it looks the same right there. So, yeah, I'd keep an eye on that STSS tomorrow. That looks pretty decent to me. And again, it could be one for next week, of course, so we'll keep an eye on that. And AMOD, is that what it was? Yeah, AMOD, Alpha Modus or something. This could be getting set up, and another one possibly for next week. So just let it pull back a little bit. We'll see it try to roll off. I bet that's what it's going to try to do right here, because it's going to hit that support line. It's in a good spot. So I would let that set up, and we'll keep an eye on AMOD. That's not a bad one right there to keep an eye on. And WLGS, but we're trying to find the old poppers for tomorrow. Good old Wang and Lee right here. I know we looked at them last night to see what their show is up to. The Wang and Lee show, that's what they do. WLGS. Now, I don't know what the heck they do. They do engineering and construction is what they do. It's in the basement there, and it is way down. Let's see. Yeah, it's way down there, that's for sure. And they run in the top pretty good, too. And good old Wang and Lee right here. So we'll have to watch and see when they get set up, because that could be a really good one. And it is in the basement. I'll keep an eye on WLGS, Wang and Lee. That could be a good potential. And again, Hong Kong, them ones are looking pretty good. And the gold ones, you know, they've been setting up, and it's running up to that resistance line, but not looking bad for gold. GOLD, look at it trying to cruise up. It is bullish. Even if it pulls back, you're going to get a good price. These things are bullish as hell right there. Gold is. And then we can look at the old CDE. That's another one, Coeur Mining, and that one's looking really good. Look at that curling up right there. And these are a couple that Laptop Travel likes, and that is what is it, CDE it is. Yeah, CDE, and yeah, that thing's curling up right there. That one looks pretty nice right there. And of course our miners, the junior miner JNUG, looking good, trying to roll up. And our NUGT, good old Nug, that one's still running up there. So there you go with them. And I would say ba-boom, 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 all look real good right there. And let's go ahead and check out our Laptop Travel list. And then we'll go through our Jolie's Jams, our SPY, and them guys. And I see a bunch of messages, so that's sweet. And I'll take a look at all them guys and see what you guys want to see, and we'll take a look at. And how about good old StockTwits adding the ETF 500 to the thing, and it was trending there. I just came back from, like I said, baseball practice, t-ball practice, and I just happened to hop on, and that was like the first thing I happened to notice. I was like, holy cow, there's ETF 500 trending on there. That's pretty dope. And I had asked them a few times, and yeah, they definitely threw it on there, so they're awesome. And that's why I always use StockTwits. They are awesome crew over there, and I do keep in contact with them. So if you don't use StockTwits, I do find it to be like the best stock app. I use it for my watch list and everything, and just cruise through and obviously post on there as well. So appreciate that. And yeah, a lot of them ones that trend on there, they do kind of move, so it does help out. And there you go for that one. And let's see what's going on with our Laptop Travel list right here. And I think you might even have some other ones, but we'll check out these guys because they were looking pretty decent last night. I know he is traveling a little bit, but we added some. I was talking to him, and he just added some up. So I'll look at a couple of these, and I'll look at some here. I'll retweet these guys real quick, and we'll cruise through and just look at a few of them here. ACHV, these guys were on last night. We'll just take a look at them because they were starting to try to set up, so we'll see how they look real quick. ACHV, what it do? It ran up a little. No, it gapped up, it looks like. Closed at 392, and it opened at 304, and then came back to 290. So still in that channel, getting set up. AEON. That one is actually pulled back right there, but again, trying to get set up. AEON. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't look that bad. 62 to 67. It came back down to 61, closed at that 64. I think it was trying to move up a little in the after hours, possibly, and not looking bad. I'm telling you on that one. So keep an eye at ALUR. Let's see that one. Oh, that one's getting set up too, guys. Look at that guy. ALUR looking good right there. And it went 305 to 350 at 319. And you might want to keep an eye on that one because that one looks really good. And let's take a look at that BKYI. That was looking good the other day and took a nice bounce. And I looked at it today because I had it on my one list here because it was looking really good. And I know it did run up yesterday a little bit, but it did stay in that channel. Remember, we looked at it, and yeah, it didn't stay in that channel today. It took a nice old dip down there, 114 down to 70, and it closed at 82. So we'll definitely be watching that because it's getting set up. It could get a nice little bounce, not immediately tomorrow, but it could get a nice bounce back tomorrow, next week, I mean. And CHNR, this one's getting set up, and I did notice this one today, and we were looking at it, and this one could have a nice bounce tomorrow. And I'm telling you, these China ones are getting crazy, guys. 58, it didn't bounce up that much today, but check it out tomorrow because it's not looking bad for CHNR. Look at that guy setting up. I just pulled it right off of there, but yeah, look at that. That's setting up right there. Looking nice. And your CTRM, let's see what that was doing. That's that one that has all them crazy looks down there and still getting set up. I have to see this thing. Yeah, that's that one. Ran up there, ran up back there. We've looked at this, obviously, that Castor Maritime, and it does. It looks like it wants to roll right up, guys. So I would be keeping an eye on that one, too. And CVV, this one is, that one's just a little bit flat there. It's on the 20. It's not necessarily showing you anything. I'm not saying it's not going to blast off, but it does look like it's pulling back to the MACD to get set up. And that's that one. This FIBO wasn't looking bad, but it was down today. And it ran up yesterday. It was in that channel. It's just staying in there. It looked like it wanted to kind of run up some more from yesterday, but I guess not because it came down. And that'll stay in there. So that's FIBO and Octo. Yeah, the other one had run, but keep an eye on this thing. It was setting up yesterday. A little bit of healthy pullback today on OCTO. And I don't think it looks that bad right there. So you can keep an eye on that. And ZOZ right there, Zoo's Power. And this was looking good. And let's see if it really wants to run. It might run tomorrow, 172 to 180. It closed at that 180, and it doesn't look bad for ZOOZ. And here we go. I'll look at a few of these guys. AERT, I'll look at them real quick. Hold on. AERT. And that one's not looking bad, trying to get set up. I'd keep an eye on AERT tomorrow, guys. That's looking pretty nice. Aries looks like it might have run up a little bit today, but still looks pretty solid. So Aries Technology right there. ASTI. That's just kind of getting curled up, it looks like right there. Let's see. I think it might have ran already. 170 to 315. It's at 175. I think that one already ran this morning. Let's see. It ran early this morning because it doesn't even show it on there. Look at that. Isn't that crazy right there? It's high, it opened at 170. Its high was 179. It closed at 179. Had over 1.7 million in volume. But at the end of the day, it ran up to 315 early this morning. You would have no idea. And yeah, it ran 170. It opened and then it closed at 170. You got that part right. But 315 is a hell of a run up without having a clue. I mean, that's all the way up here, guys. So yeah, that candle should be spiked up here, right there somewhere. So yeah, big difference right there on ASTI, and hopefully they get that fixed in the next month because that would make a huge difference right there. I'll tell you that. I mean, not even just for us. I think for everybody that uses FinViz because you can see how much of a difference it is, and but it also just shows you how much action is really going on at 4 a.m. I mean, it's absolutely bananas, guys. That's what I keep telling you guys, and I've been saying it to these people. To FinViz, I'm like, guys, you got to just see the action at 4 a.m. is insane. It's like an entire day goes by between 4 and 7 a.m. It's not like you have a pre-market now. Honestly, it's bizarre. It's not bizarre. It's because there's trading hours now. They didn't have them before, and now you have them, and people are taking advantage of it. And again, I think there's a whole international crowd that's trading that market at 4 a.m. as their day's starting to shut down right before bed. That's why it lasts like 15 minutes to an hour, and that's it, tops. And then all of a sudden, it bounces around, and then at 7 o'clock, it's like you can tell like a whole day went by. They basically force a whole day in 20 minutes into an hour. It's wild, guys. I'm telling you, it's so crazy, and it never used to go on. So that's a big difference, but also manipulates everything else because you got volume happening at that time and these things spiking up like that. So look at that spike up when it does that, and then it comes way down, and at 7 a.m. I don't know where the heck it was, but it clearly wasn't anywhere near that 315 because again, what is it again? ASTI, just to show you how much action's going on, because it opened at 170 and then it only got up to 179. So that's all they had it all day, just kind of running from basically here where it opened and to here where the 20 is. So yeah, that's all they had. It ran all the way up there. So it is pretty wild right there that you can see that kind of action at 4 a.m. and people are trading it, guys. I'm telling you, because I doubt that 101.7 million was all happening. Why that thing was only running 7 cents or 9 cents during the day. It happened while it was running early this morning when it was gapping up to like $3.15. And yeah, I'm telling you, it's just wild at 4 a.m. and it's a whole different market. So you have to definitely pivot and know what you're looking at and also follow everything. So that's why it's very important. And again, it's just changed so much, and you just got to keep up on it. And I think they're definitely trying to get it fixed now. I know I've told them a few times, obviously, but you can just see how much crazier it's each day. It like gets crazier and crazier. It seems like with the 4 a.m. trading, and it's not disappearing. Let's put it that way. They're just gonna go longer hours and go like into overnight and stuff. So, and they already offer it. It's just not as popular, but at 4 a.m. forget about it. It is crazy, and you basically have to use Webull. So I don't think there might be a couple other little ones that do trade on it, but it's not a whole lot of them. So I'm pretty sure it's mainly Webullers, and yeah, there's that many of them. But BWEN looks like it was jumping up here today, and there you go. That should keep some momentum right there, guys. Broadwind might have some wind tomorrow, and CMLS. Let's look at this. Let's see. That one's getting right there in the right spot. CMLS. Yeah, that's not looking bad for tomorrow to try to continue up on a Friday. And how about that C-Pop, guys? Remember we were talking about it, and I said watch for that C-Pop. And we've had it on the list the last few nights. I don't know if we had it last night. I was just kind of running through. We had so many requests that I just kind of took a couple off real quick, and I think we did take that off. But it wasn't, and it wasn't on my China list either. But yeah, this is another China one. I know we were looking at it, and it does look like it's trying to set up and not looking bad right there. So good eye on that. Laptop travel and EDUC, educational development. Can only imagine what's up with this company right here. EDUC is running up right there, 134 to 145, and it's at 138, and then that channel not looking bad. GSIW, let's see that one, Garden Stage, and that one looks like it's trying to set up. That one might be a good one for tomorrow. Let's see. Yeah, keep an eye on GSIW right there, closed at 50 cents. And it's trying to move up to there, and it is at 51. I mean, it looks like it should move a little more. I guess that channel's really tight. But maybe one to keep an eye on, because if it jumps out of there in the next week, it'll be a good one. So we can keep an eye on that. GVH. Let's see. That one's hitting that 20. We'll have to see right there. Let me take a better look at it. Whoa, that one already ran up too. What'd it get up to? 90 cents. And this does not have it up to 90 cents. So that ran either early this morning. I don't think it ran in the after hours there because it's pulled back to 74. But maybe one to keep an eye on. I'd have to look at that one. And let's see, IFBD right here. That one's trying to get set up, curling up, not bad. IFBD. Yeah, that one's not bad either. It's in that channel looking pretty strong, so we can keep an eye on that one. And a bunch of good ones right here. LKCO. That's that. Yeah, this is a China one too. I knew this. And look at this thing trying to get rolling, guys. Trying to get set up. LKCO. And again with these China, look at this thing just run every single day. Just look at them. I mean, that's a good one to watch, guys. LKCO right there. Write that one down. LSH Lakeside. I know we looked at this recently. It was I don't know if we were looking at it down here, but it was just basing out. And it's moving up into that 20, not looking bad. LSH. And it is kind of curling up there. So Lakeside Holding looking pretty good. And a couple more LIXT. And let's see, that's on that 20 and trying to move up there. LIXT. Yeah, that's just sitting right there. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. I don't know if that's going to be bouncing just yet. But NCL down here. That one's bullish up there. Let's see if it wants to cruise really soon. Yeah, it don't look bad, does it? 20 to 21 and a half. That's where it closed. And it isn't looking bad in that channel right there. And that is NCL and QLB or up QLB. And I don't see that. Let me see. Is that what it says? QLB. Yeah, I don't see anything for that one. But TCTM. That one's that TCTM kids one. That's like a kid education one, right? Yep, education and training services in China. We've looked at this a bunch of times. And again, with your China ones, guys, this thing looks like it wants to get cruising right here. Look at it. So keep an eye on that. And them China ones are looking pretty good. And that one right there is Urban One, UONEK. And that one's not looking bad. It's been steadily going up, not really bouncing hard, but it's just kind of slowly moving itself up right there. Or maybe it ran up yesterday really hard, and we just didn't know because it ran up yesterday up to 107. And we don't know that right there. So there you go. It definitely did run up. And that makes a whole big difference right there because it ran all the way up here. And it changes that chart completely. When you have a candlestick that ran like that, and then you have it setting up, you have to address it a little bit different than not seeing something like that. So now you guys can see why I'm doing it live, what I've been talking about all the time, how like it's really off and it throws you off because then I got to go back like, whoa, that didn't do that there. And then I'm going back and forth and that's a different look now and I have to figure out what it wants to do. And again, my main thing is look at this thing for 3 seconds and my first instinct is usually 9 out of 10 times on the money. So now when I got to bounce back and forth, it kind of throws me off a little bit. I'm not going to lie because now they're not the same and I don't get that really quick look that I really like to get. So you guys can understand what I've been talking about and seeing and exactly what I do. And so yeah, that's why I would love if Invis gets it normal. And again, I just like to have the 2 different charts. It works better. You can definitely use multiple softwares to enhance your trading skills and everything you need. I think it actually is better, and God forbid one of them's down or anything, you always have a backup plan at all times. So it always works out well for that reasoning too, but at the same time it gives you 2 different looks and it just has worked out well for me all the time. And again, I used to use this and stock charts, but obviously TrendSpider has taken over that completely. And I do like the FinViz. I especially like this stuff up here. I've been looking at it all during the day when I'm going through things and checking them out. So I definitely like that. And like I said, they're going to try to get the charts back up, charts running normal from 4 to 8 in the next month or so, as they said. So we'll see if they can get it right, and that would be awesome. So there you go. But that's just an idea of what goes on And like I explained to you guys why it's so important, because that's a big difference right there that you would have no idea right there. And again, that makes that whole chart. So I mean, there are people trading it. Had 24,000 in volume today. It's not like nobody trades it. It's not a huge one, but again, it's people look at it. So that's what you're looking at. An XPON without a P at the end or an O at the end. This one right here has earnings coming up on the 31st, which is on Monday, and it is trying to curl up. I bet it's going to be pretty good on there on the earnings, just on the way it looks. So it looks like it might have pulled back there in the after hours. Closed at $1. This has it closed up. I'd have to look at it tomorrow just to get a better idea. But there you go. It's your laptop travel list. And we did a few of them. And again, I'll go through the messages right here and we'll see what else is going on. Let me look. Anything else? Let me see. Gate, yeah, we already did Gate. That was running up there pretty good. Honestly, this was up on the scanner last night as a shell company. I don't know if we talked about it, but we rolled right past the Gate, and I remember seeing it in the top, and I was like, I don't know if it's going to really run, but it really ran, guys, over 200%. So I guess that these shell companies are crazy. But yeah, it was like this last night. You could see it wanted to go up. I don't know. I have to go back and look. We do so many of them, but it was definitely on the scanner when we went through last night. I seen it yesterday on the scanner when I was going through. So yeah, it definitely ran up there. Is it going to run up is it going to run up more tomorrow? It could early, so keep an eye on it. But yeah, that is GATE. And I guess we should have mentioned it if we did not. But yeah, it was definitely on there last night. And let's see what else is going on. Luis Rodriguez has a bunch. Let's look at these guys. GCT, what is that? When we go over that, GigaCloud, that one's looking pretty good, huh? GCT right here, GigaCloud looking nice. Yeah, I would say that's trying to run up into that channel. Good old Yosh right here. I know we've looked at that recently, and this is a restaurants in the U.S. Let's see what they're up to. Good old Yosh. It's hitting the 20 right there, 1575 to 17. It closed at 1525. I'd have to look at it tomorrow. It could pull back. I mean, it's trying to bounce off there, but it's not necessarily showing me just at the moment. We'll look at it tomorrow, see if it wants to crawl up. MSI is at that Motorola. Yeah, that one's looking pretty good. Didn't Trump just pardon like their old somebody? I just saw a tweet about it or a post about he pardoned somebody. I don't know. I thought it was for somebody from Motorola. I think maybe I'm wrong, but somebody. Anyway, MSI, Motorola Solutions, and let's see what this is up to over here. MSI. Yeah, it's not looking too bad. Just jumping around 430, 433 at 427 at 432. And it's in that channel right there, so it is crawling up. I would expect it to stay in there. And JNUG, we did that one. Definitely looking really good. Lulu, didn't they have earnings? They had earnings right here. And let's see what's up with Lulu. Yeah, their earnings were today, and it was curling up. I did see that. Maybe it was curling down. I guess their earnings got smoked, huh? That doesn't even show. Oh, wait. It came down $34. I wasn't even looking. Again, you see what the difference is? Now, this isn't going to have that candle tomorrow. So, now this is going to open way down here tomorrow. And, yeah, it may do that, but you wanted to kind of know that it pulled back after the after hours. It would help you out a lot better on the chart to see it like this and then see where it opens up tomorrow. That's where you get an accurate look, because now when it comes down here, you just think it just gapped down for no reason. You're like, whoa, what happened? But here you could tell in the after hours it did. So, and then once that disappears tomorrow, you'll never even know that happened in the after hours. So that's why that's useless. But just showing you guys, again, just giving you a little chart looks right there and what you can look for and what I do look for. So, and again, just, different things that you can point out. Lulu, though, definitely pulled back, and we'll keep an eye on that one. Definitely a big dip, I would say. And AMDY right here. Let's see, Yield Max AMD option. So let's see, AMDY. It looks like it's pulling back at the moment, hitting that 20, but I would say it's going to try to crawl off of there and get moving. And I'm sure AMD was pulling back a little bit. I think today, I have to look. I kind of forget, to be honest. And BITO. This is a Bitcoin ETF, and this is just kind of running in that channel. It wants to get set up. BITO. And yeah, it wants to get set up. It's just going to run in that channel right there. And BTCI. That's another Bitcoin ETF right there. All kinds of Bitcoin ETFs nowadays. And let's see. That one's trying to crawl up, I would say. BTCI. And let me see. Yeah, it's not looking too bad, but it's not looking... I mean, it's just trying to get set up is what it's doing. And RDTE right here, Round Hill Small Cap, something coverage ETF. They do a lot of dividends. Oh, holy cow, what is up with... Do they do a dividend like every day? That's fucking nuts. What is going on there? This is brand new with a dividend every day. We might have to look at this thing. What is happening? It's dipping down, I can tell you that, but holy cow with the D's. Round Hill... And yeah, it is kind of pulling back. We have to look into that. Well, how many dividends do they give out? One a day? YBTC. And this is another one another one. Look at these things. It's just insane. What are these dates on it? Like March 20th, March 13th, March 6th, February. It's like, yeah, look at it. It's almost one a week practically. Look at this goddamn thing. Do they really give out dividends once a week? That's insane. And this one actually might be curling up a little bit, but YBTC, that's pretty wild. I've never seen anything like that before in my life, with all them D's like that. But anyway, there you go for Luis Rodriguez. Some good ones there that we'll keep an eye on for sure. And let's see what else. DGLY, I forgot to add it to the list, as a matter of fact. Thanks, X-Ghost. You got it right there. Let me write it down over here because I totally forgot. It is just pulling back a little bit. I still think that's the bottom right there. And just, I did see it. I was looking at it today. And it is just kind of, look, rolling off, pulling back. I think it gets set up maybe for next week or a couple of days. We'll see what it wants to do right there. But thank you right there. Appreciate that. And Lunar right here. Iggy Cat wants to see Lunar. That's an aerospace and defense one. And it was running up the other day with its earnings, and now it's pulling on back there on the 20. Let's see what LUNR is up to. Yeah, it's kind of just pulling back right there at the moment, not looking that crazy, so we can keep an eye on that one. And let's see what else is going on. I think I got all them. And let's see what else is happening. Hold on. I think I got all them, guys. And I'll run through these, and then we'll run through our SPY and our big caps and everyone. Here we go. As I play a song with my plastic bottle. I have to get a real cup over here because I don't even like plastic bottles, and I keep just like not bringing a regular glass down to use. But anyway, I have to get that taken care of. Stocking up for future. Let's look at a couple of these. I think we might have looked at AGMH already. It was looking good. And I know we had it on the list yesterday, and it is looking pretty good tonight. So, yeah, I can't say that it looks real bad going into tomorrow for that AGMH. ELBM, what's that one? Electra Battery Materials. That one's actually touching down, not looking too bad, I must say, right there. Let's see, ELBM had a nice run-up right there on March 21st. Got up to 172, and we're at 113, and it doesn't look bad, honestly. It's trying to curl up. We keep an eye on that one. It might not pop tomorrow, but it's not looking too bad. And Direct DRCT, Direct Digital Holdings, was running up on some earnings right there today. And, I mean, the E's red, and the thing runs up like 71%. I guess it came down in the after hours. If I hadn't, I just happened to look over there. But yeah, it looks like it ran up at some point early, 82 to 146, and now it's at 87 just about. So there you go. And it definitely doesn't have it up to, oh, it does have it up to 146. So that was during the regular hours right there that it did spike up. So there you go with DRCT. Not a bad one, honestly. Hitting that top, did pull back there. I'd have to look at that one tomorrow, guys. And DMN, we did look at Damon, I think. Yeah, we looked at this one, and it was curling up there today. DMN. And it does look like it wants to roll up some more tomorrow, but you just can't tell. A lot of times when they have that look, they don't necessarily go to next day. So you do have to kind of trade them and get out of them as they run up a little bit. I mean, it does look like it wants to roll up, but there is no promises on that. It just has that look like it could pull back. Maybe in the morning it looks a little better. We can look at DMN, see what it wants to do there. And here we are. And ETF is finally on the Stock Twits page. And Tesla earnings are coming soon on April 22nd. NOC, what a beast that is. And that is that Northrop. And look at it. We looked at that, way down here in the 488s. It's at 513 right now. And you're right, that is a nice beast right there. And it went up to 520 today. It's at 519 and looking pretty good, huh? Yeah, it did. It ran up in the after hours. Nice one right there for Luis Rodriguez. And let's look at XHLD 10 holdings. I know we ran that up the other day. It is just pulling back right here. XHLD. And yeah, it might just be pulling back a little bit. Nothing too crazy right there. Filtrate. We looked at Starbucks. Let's look at CRWV. CoreWeave. And that is a new AI-based IPO that debuts tomorrow. Look at that. Yeah, the chart's not even available yet. How about that? I've never even seen that happen before, Luis Rodriguez. You know that? Well, and it's not even on here. I've never seen that like that before in my life in 20 years. I don't think that I've been looking at this thing. Wow, that's pretty amazing. I don't look at any new IPOs or anything, and sometimes they don't even have them like this. But this one's definitely ready for this thing, that's for sure. So yeah, we'll bullish some light fixtures. You know it, Lou man. I am definitely bullish on a light fixture. You know it. Yeah. I will definitely be getting one of them in tomorrow because I'm telling you, it's not easy for me to see this today. And APP, what happened to that one today? What was that? AppLovin? Yeah, that's what that is. Whoa, that did come down, huh? $65. I don't know if you want to be coming down 60. That's not exactly loving right there. That app got smacked. But yeah, that one definitely pulled back. 323. It was up at 326, and now it's in 266 land. So that one came back for sure. Good old AppLovin. I don't know what they did wrong, but they did something. It stumbled after a short seller report alleging scammy practices. What short seller was that one? Let's look and see. Now we have to see, huh? After Muddy Waters issues a report. There you go. We don't even have to look. It's Muddy Waters. I don't even know who the hell that is. After Carson blocks Muddy Waters. Does anyone ever hear of that? I've never even heard of them. Not that I pay attention to any of that stuff, but there you go. Good old Muddy Waters got them in some muddy AppLovin water right there. I could tell you that. And OCEA, we definitely did that one. And LYT, you like good old LYT. Is that no, it's not. It's Lightus. Okay, I thought it was Lyft. I don't know what the hell I'm thinking, guys. That one's up a little bit there today. I don't know. Let me see what it looks like here. Oh, yeah, we looked at it, Lightus. This was actually, we looked at it the other day. It was on the scanner. This one did run up 7 to 17. It was like the second one we did. We did both of them for 1 and 2 right there that we did today. And yeah, this one not looking terrible. It's on the 20 again. It's a hard one to tell if it wants to keep that momentum. You have to make sure it really gets moving there tomorrow. And it could early in the morning, Cindy. So just keep an eye on it. And that OCEA wasn't looking bad. It did pull back a little bit, but it looks kind of healthy, honestly. So we'll see how that does tomorrow when it opens up. But yeah, 2 of them that aren't too bad right there, and they did run up. And GameStop, yeah, that got smacked today on that Bitcoin. I guess they said that they were going to start buying up Bitcoin, and I guess no one liked it. And then they offered a private offering too. I know that after the market closed, and I went, whoa, that's crazy. So 1.3 billion of convertible senior notes right there, and that'll bring it down real quick. So yeah, they got smacked down. So we'll keep an eye on GameStop. It did look good the other day, and it ran up nice, but you have to trade these things obviously really fast. Even GameStop, all of them pretty wild. And SMCI, it was looking, remember we were talking about that, definitely very weak there, and again that 20 was pulling down. Remember, we saw that, and that's how we kind of knew. And United States Steel, this is up there and just kind of wants to pop up a little bit higher almost, it looks like. Let's see what X is up to. X going to get them 43 to 47.67, and yeah, it's not looking bad up there. So keep an eye on good old X right there. And UPS double bottom. I know we've been looking at that pull back down here, and yeah, that one is down there. That could be pulling back some more. Let's see. It could honestly still pull back a little bit more. It could come down into here. So we'll see what's up. It doesn't look like it's ready to bounce just yet on UPS, but good eye, because we'll keep an eye on that. And ME was already leaked in October 2023. I didn't even know that. So there you go. And again, that company was just not a good idea anyway. And CMG, is that Chipotle? Yes, it is. Okay, I thought so. And this is a good one, usually moving around. It has been pulled back with a lot of other ones, CMG, and look at it. It looks like it's going to get up there into that 53 area, so might be a good one. It's hitting that resistance right there. I'll take a look at it in the morning. We'll see if it gets over there. And they do weekly dividends on that one. That is pretty wild, guys. So yeah, that one we were talking about that had a D like every 10 seconds does weekly dividends. That's pretty crazy. I'd never heard that. And XHLD, we just did that for you, Filtrate, so we got that one. And there you go with them bad boys. And here we'll go through our SPY and everybody else, and we'll look at Fubo real quick. Fubo, I mean, not Fubo. I always say that, don't I? Fubo TV. And that looks like it's going to be pulling back some, but it will be getting set up. And I know we nailed this last time it was running. But yeah, I'll keep an eye on it. It looks like it's pulling back a little bit, like I said. I'll see if it wants to roll off that MACD. I'll take a better look at that tomorrow. It does have that little bit of setup look, so we'll see what's going on with Fubo right there as well. And there we go. I think we got all them right there, so that's good. And again, we'll go through our SPY and all them guys real quick in our big caps. And if anybody wants to see anything else, just let me know. Here we go. Our SPY was down $1.51, and it was down a little in the after hours, it says. That's what I was looking at. SP, if I could type, can put my finger on there. Holy cow, what am I doing, guys? There you go. SPY, and it is trying to fight back on that 20, but I'm not so convinced it can get up there. It doesn't look too bad, but it does look like it has a little bit of pullback look on it. So we'll have to look at it, obviously, at 7 a.m. and get a better idea. And then still, well, today, it did look like it wanted to go back up. It looked like it wanted to get green, but obviously it closed red. It did get green there for a little bit, right around 11 o'clock. Stayed up for a little bit, bounced around, and then it did pull back. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. Apple, remember we were saying it looked pretty good right there? Well, that's why, because it ran up $2.32 today, and it's still not looking too bad. But again, trying to get through to that 20. We'll see if it can do it. It couldn't really do it today. And Amazon, that wasn't bad today, and that one's still been pretty bullish right here, and it's staying on that 20. And you see your 200's like intersecting it, so it could hold it up, and they could really curl up tomorrow. Tomorrow could be a bullish day right here on some of these guys. So like this, that could get curled up right there and look good. And good old Google right here had pulled back, and it's down to that support line. So we'll see what Google wants to do. GOG. And I was honestly surprised that it did pull back that hard, but it did have that look. I just thought it was going to stay on that channel right there. That's all. And it didn't. It did pull back, but again, it's sitting on the support line, and it does like to run off of that. And how about Meta pull back right to that support line, and it's going to get set up. So keep an eye on Meta, and we do know Meta is going to get crazy, guys. So I don't know what Zuck always has going on here, but you can just see it getting set up relatively soon. It might not be tomorrow, maybe not even next week. We'll look, but it is going to be very soon for Meta. And Microsoft was still up 61 cents and still hanging out on that 20, trying to crawl up and not looking too bad. So that is your Microsoft look also. So there you go with that one. And let's see with our NVIDIA right there, NVDA, and that one was pulling back, and again 20 was pushing it down. It definitely pushed it down right there, so doesn't always do it, but you could kind of tell. And now maybe it's going to roll back off that MACD there, so it did need to come back down, and we'll see if it gets rolling right back up for NVIDIA. And Tesla was up today. It did pull back a little bit at the end of the day, and it's just a little bit flat, so maybe it just pulls back a hair. I mean, it's not looking bad to get set up though, so you can just find your best pricing on Tesla. And AMC right here was down a little bit, and again, look at this thing pulling back but looking pretty good, so I would keep an eye on that. Yeah, it definitely pulled back, but I would look to see if it's going to try to roll off that MACD in that spot it's at. So we're going to keep an eye on that. And GameStop, we just talked about being way down. And how about Chewy? That was down a little bit. And another one trying to get set up right there. And how about Unity? That was down as well. So yeah, there you go. You can see Unity coming down, and Chewy's even coming down. Maybe it'll get rolling off that MACD. And Netflix right here, I'm telling you, this thing is going to get into like the 1100s. Just has that weird look right there. They have earnings coming out there, but this thing just wants to get bullish. You can see it wanting to roll. So that is your Netflix. That one is looking good. They're expensive ass options though, I'm not gonna lie. And AVGO has been pulling back, and we said that the other day. We could have sure, and it might come back some even more right there, and we definitely did say that. So keep an eye on that bad boy. It's gonna hit that support line, but let's see if it can go right through it, because it went right through that last one, and we did know that was coming down. Same with MU, it just had that look, and that one could be pulling back as well. And TSM was down and was trying to get set up, hitting some resistance and coming right down. So yeah, they're coming down and pulling back a little bit, just like SMCI. That one had looked like it, and AMD did come down a little bit, but that one does look like it's going to roll back up right there, and you can kind of see right there it's staying in that channel and not looking bad. So AMD not looking terrible on that pullback. QCOM did pull back a little bit, and nothing terrible either, so that one might get rolling up as well. And how about Intel right here? That one's not looking bad either, huh? Yeah, that one's not looking bad. It did curl down, but it's in that spot where they can pull themselves right back up. So we'll keep an eye on Intel tomorrow. And how about PayPal right here? Was down $1.11. Has good support underneath of it. I guess that's where it's going to. PYPL. Yeah, that's what it looks like it's going to probably do. And let's look at Snow right here. That pulled back, and Snow is coming down, and then Dell was coming down as well. And Dell was up. I thought Dell was down, but let me see. I know it was not up the entire day here. 95, 77, 98. It came down to 93. I was going to say, wasn't it like 94 range? And it was in the 93, but it closed up. So Dell actually looking better. And when I saw it earlier, it was down, but definitely closed up right there. Well, it might have closed down, but still looks pretty good, and was running up there. It looks much better than it did, I'll tell you that, because it was pulling back down here earlier. So that's Dell. That's why I was like, huh? It's caught me by surprise. PLTR, Palantir. hitting that 50, and you know it's going to get set up. It's got that setup look. Just watch for them bottoms. And Sophie right here is pulling back, and we kind of figured that one might. And even Palantir is going to get set up and have a little bounce around. And here's Mara. They were just kind of trying to keep themselves afloat while these are trying to get set up right here. Mara and Riot. Yeah, look at it. It's just kind of getting set up, and then you're going to get it set up off of there, and that's where it's going to have to bounce off of. So they're going to be another little bit, but maybe not that much longer. Riot looks like it's going to try to curl up right there. Oh, R-I-O-T. Yeah, there you go. R-I-O-T. I can spell Riot for you. And it does look like it's going to roll off that MACD. Doesn't look bad for that. And good old MSTR right here, down 472. And again, I mean, look at that setup going on, guys. So it does look good if it can stay right there and it pushes it up. It'll get popping. So that's what MicroStrategy looks like. CLSK almost the same as like Riot and Mara. It's curled up, but not ready to roll. And Coinbase was down a little bit today. And how about Hood? That was down a little bit too, but not looking bad. I think Robinhood's going to be doing pretty well. And I think they just had some crazy news or something today. I forget what the heck it was, but they did something. I don't even know what the heck was going on. Anyway, doesn't really matter. We don't care about the news. But yeah, it doesn't look too bad right there. We'll keep an eye on Robinhood. And let's see. That was Coinbase, Robinhood. DJT right there was down a hair. And how about Fun? That was down just a little bit, but still in that channel looking good. That Mountain was down a little bit, but pulled back to the 20, not looking terrible. And McDonald's, actually, this is a good one to look at. It was down, and again, last night, remember we were looking at it and had that crazy look. It was popped up yesterday. It ran up a little bit today, but then did pull back. I couldn't really tell. I was like, I don't know. This thing looks like it wants to run up. Looks like it wants to pull back. And now at the moment, it kind of just looks like it wants to bounce around kind of flat, if anything. So nothing real crazy. So it did both today. So I guess it didn't matter what you called it because it ran up then pulled back. So there you go. Everybody got it right on that one. And Boeing right here, BA, this is just kind of pulling back to get set up, it looks like. So yeah, just a little bit of a setup right here. See that guy? That's going to get set up right there for Boeing, and Space hasn't been the best, and it was down some more today. We might have to just take that off and not worry about it. We'll fill that spot. IBM was down, and again, that 20 is pushing it down. IBM could come dipping down some more, so we'll keep an eye on IBM to possibly dip. Look at that look, guys. So I would look at IBM to come down right there. And LMT, too. Lockheed Martin looked like it wanted to come down as well. And let's look at Disney. If I type it in correctly, it'll come up. There we go. DIS, that was down a little bit. That looks like it's going to get pushed down a little more as well. And good old Oxy right here was down a little bit. It's hitting that resistance, but I think it's just pulling back to get set up. And ExxonMobil was down a hair, and it looks like it's hitting that top, but I still think it might get running into that top right there. Maybe not. Maybe that is topped out there. You got that weird look. And I'll look at ExxonMobil tomorrow. Maybe it's going to try to make that base. You could see things curling up on it, and we definitely knew it was bullish down there. So that is ExxonMobil. And Nike was up just a hair, but that's still way in the basement, not ready. And DXYZ was just jumping around that channel and getting set up there. So there you go with them guys. And you got to filtrate. You have a good night as well. And I would say that's a pretty good market review. We just did our SPY, big caps, and I didn't do crypto yet. So let me see what that's up to. Looks like Bitcoin's at 87,000. 72 it looked like, and then I'll just wait for them. Ripple was at 232. I gotta wait for the thing to come back. Sol's at 136, and Ethereum's down to 2006, and Ripple's at 232, and then Cardano, I missed it, but HBAR's at 19, and Doge is at 19 as well. Cardano's at 83, and we'll take a look at them. So yeah, they seem to be just kind of, like we said before, they were just kind of bouncing around in that channel, and you know, they're just going to get set up, and look at it, flat in that channel, just keeping that channel big. So That's what they all basically look like, and we don't have to really go crazy, but I'll show you the big ones real quick. And here we go. Where'd it go? Coinbase. And yeah, look at it, just kind of flat right there, not even doing anything crazy. ETH. Whoop, if I put the H in, and then we come down here. And another one just sitting on that 20. That 20 could pull back a little bit and then let it drop down, but not too much right there. And good old Ripple right here. Let's see where that's at right there. And actually, Ripple's coming down to that line. We'll have to keep an eye on Ripple, won't we? Because we'll have to see if it wants to cross down and bounce down. I'll have to look at it on my app. I do like to look at that thing as well. And there you go with Cardano in that channel. Let me just look at Ripple really quick on the app and just see where it's at. XRP, here we go. Boom, and let me see. Whoop, let me see. Whoop, come on. And yeah, it's in one of them spots where it could come down. It was trying to get crawled up and really trying to get moving. And now we'll see. And again, they're keeping them in these channels so that they can maintain them just to keep them where they need it to be. And that's what we're looking at for crypto. And let's see what else is going on real quick. If I can read this stuff. Let's see. U.S. stock futures waver as Wall Street faces escalating trade war. And then Trump's 25% tariffs rattle the auto industry and hit global car stocks. And then stock futures are a little changed as traders brace for Fed's preferred inflation reading. Is that tomorrow? And as Trump's tariffs Liberation Day nears, which is April 2nd. Investors are loading up on options on these stocks. I don't know. And stocks fall as trade war clouds economic outlook. So there you go with them. Let me take a look over here. We'll see. There's not really a whole lot that we didn't cover already going into Friday. Ford was down. And again, I already know. Oh, this one, CISO. I think, didn't we go over it today? Somebody asked me to go over it. Did I miss it? I don't even remember doing it. But anyway, let's look at it because it don't look bad. And if I didn't have it on the list, here we are. 44 to 72. We did have it on the list yesterday, I'm pretty sure, because someone's definitely looking at it. And it came back to 44 right there. And let me see. That's pretty wild. CISO sitting on that line in the basement. Let me look at CISO tomorrow. Let me write that one down. And it should have been on the list tonight. I just don't really remember. I don't remember even looking at that one, so maybe I missed it. My apologies. And but there you go. We caught it off the scanner right there. And let's see. We looked at that. We looked at that AGMH, not looking bad. That Mullins, just a crazy guy. ONCO. We looked at all these guys. The DGLY, DNN. That one's been pulling back at the moment. And Rivian. We looked at Intel. All these guys. That's Warner Brothers. And Logic Mark was down. American Airlines, all these guys, they crawled up, but they're still way down. And Pfizer's been way down. Look at that one. Tilray's up. And there you go with that. Let's see if there's anything over here real quick. Boom, right there. And 23andMe. OCG, what was that? Oriental Culture Holdings. And G-Tech Drama Tag. What's that doing? That's just an ETF. And this RGLS ran up there. We'll keep an eye. There's your CISO. We'll keep an eye on that. Here's that Dolphin Entertainment. We've been watching that one. I'll look at that one. What's it doing right here? Oh, there we go with Dolphin. And it's hitting that resistance. I mean, it looks like it's trying to crawl off of there. DLPH, is that? No, what am I looking at? DLPN. Jesus, I can't even type. I think my brain's getting fried. There you go. It already ran up there today. 101 to 157. It's at 122 right there for that Dolphin. So there you go. It doesn't show it, but I thought I had to, excuse me. I thought I had to look at it because I'm like, it kind of looks like it already ran up. And there you go. It already ran up there. So there, we'd have to look at the Dolphin again because it already ran, but doesn't show it there. And let's see anything else. SNSE down there. Nothing crazy. Nothing that we haven't already looked at. Let's put it that way. And so yeah, we got everything basically covered. I'll tell you what's going on the stock twits real quick. App is way down there. That ETF 500 trending right there, and it's at a 3.1 million market cap. So we don't really have to look at it, but it is trending, which is cool. And Lulu is down, and CADL. We've recently looked at that, and I don't know what they did. Candel Therapeutics. Look at that thing dipping down. That one might take another dip. So see that. PRTG. Portage Biotech. That's not looking bad, guys. Keep an eye on that. PRTG tomorrow. PRTG. Look at that in the morning there. It already ran up 440 to 974. So there you go with that one. Oh, yeah, look, it already says it there, but doesn't show you. Thanks a lot, guys. But anyway, that one already ran, so you can keep an eye on it, but it did run up there. And let me look. GameStop's down. Oh, that TSSI, that took a huge dip, too, on some earnings. And I know we've looked at it before, this TSSI, and we'll keep an eye on this because it looks like it's pulling back right there. We'll get that because that's a pretty decent one, and definitely took a nice dip. And that gate, so we did see all that good stuff. And again, I think we covered everything. I think I got everything there. And I think I got everything over here. So let me just take a look. Yeah, I think so. And there you go, everybody. I would say I think I got everything. Let me just see over here. Yup, I would say Fubo. We looked at that bad boy and everything else. So, yeah, I think that's a pretty good market review for Thursday evening right there. And again, if you want me to see anything tomorrow morning, just let me know. We'll be on at 7 a.m. You know that, for our pre-market show. And we'll go through our Jolie's jumpers, our laptop lowdowns, our SPY, crypto, big caps, all that. We'll see what's going to be popping for tomorrow. I'll shoot out my list real quick. I did mark up a couple good ones right there. So things to kind of look at tomorrow, that AGMH obviously, and that UOKA, I'm telling you, and Rhyme, we'll keep an eye on that. Logic Mark way down there, it's a beauty. And MLGO, look for that for a momentum play. And that TWG, look at that. And the gold ones were looking really good. So definitely some ones to keep an eye on for tomorrow, and I'll shoot that list out. You guys can take a look at it. And yeah, we'll be back at 7 a.m. for our pre-market show to end the week on a Friday, so be sure to tune in. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I always greatly appreciate it. And if you're not following along, be sure to follow on X and YouTube and all that good stuff. And we do a show every morning at 7 a.m., every night at 9 p.m. We cover the markets, and we know it's going to be popping. And again, going in next week, we're going to be looking at the charts, but also reevaluating it and really seeing what, you know, the administration wants to do and going into them charts. So that's how we're going to kind of look at it as well, a little bit better, I think, knowing what we're seeing happening. And again, we have to pivot all the time. That's what we do. And we find what's going to be popping. We find these patterns, and we nail it down the market. So we have a great time doing it. And again, I thank everybody for always tuning in and shooting over a bunch of stock tickers, because that's what this list comes from. I just ask for requests, and you guys send over a bunch of great ones. And then we have a great watch list. We go through it, and we know it's going to be popping every day. So there you are. That's our live show. Thank you, everybody. And all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence, and have a great night, everybody. I'll catch you guys at 7 a.m. And until then, I don't know, just study up some stock charts, and I'll study up some stock charts. I'll post out the list so you guys see it, and then I'll see you guys in the morning. We'll end our Friday. We'll crush the market. If anything wants to pop, and we'll get ready for next week, because I'm telling you, we're going to destroy it then. So have a good night, everybody, and I'll catch you guys in the morning.